everyone. So in case you didn't guess who we are reviewing today, it's gonna be Chloe Ting. Chloe has close to 15 million subscribers on YouTube. She mainly does fitness, nutrition recipes and so on. So I've actually discovered her through Greg Doucette. I went to check her out and really enjoyed her content, even if I haven't tried any of her workouts yet. I am about to try one of her day of eating. I took the most recent video of her full day of eating that I could find, which is about 3 months old, and it's all pretty healthy. Now, of course, we are doing it keto version. Now, just a quick couple things. As always, this video is for entertainment, and also I don't know any of Chloe's stats. I haven't looked at anything. I don't know how tall she is. I don't know how much she weighs or anything like that. And regardless, she doesn't give any proportion that she uses in a recipe. She just gives the ingredient and what to do with it. So I'm gonna be using my own proportion and trying to follow the recipes as close as I can, but it might be a little bit different, especially since I'm gonna be swapping some ingredients in some cases. But I'm gonna get started right away with breakfast. For breakfast, Chloe has shakshuka. I probably murdered it, but I think she murders it too in a video, so I'm fine. But yeah, shakshuka eggs, that's how we are gonna call it. And when I saw the recipe, it reminded me a lot of huevos rancheros with a couple of variations. So first off, this recipe has bell pepper in it, which I believe huevos rancheros don't. And the other main difference is that you end up baking the eggs in an iron cast pan in the oven, which is not something I have ever done. I never bake my eggs, I just fry them, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I have an iron cast pan, but let me quickly show you what I've got for this recipe. I'm gonna be using about 1/3 of these diced canned tomatoes. I'm gonna be using about 1/4 to 1/3 of this bell pepper, 1/3 of this green bell pepper, and then obviously I'm gonna be using an egg. And the last couple ingredients are gonna be salt and pepper, as well as she uses cumin, which I have. I used that in my Indian recipes not too long ago, and it tastes really strong. I like it, but I'm gonna be very light with it. She also uses some feta cheese, but feta cheese is actually pretty high in carb, weirdly enough. So instead of feta cheese, I'm gonna be using some good old shredded mozzarella cheese. Finally, she uses some harissa seasoning. I don't have any harissa, but I'm gonna be using my same old spicy peppers that I'm gonna chop and throw a little bit in the pan, and that's pretty much gonna be all I'm gonna be using for this breakfast. I first measured my bell pepper, about 1/3 of each, and then I chopped everything down, including the spicy pepper. When that was done, I threw everything into my heating pan with about 1/2 tablespoon of butter and let it cook. I mixed everything for a while and tried to get my veggies as soft as possible, but that actually took a while. Eventually, I ended up adding the canned tomatoes, and I also added all of my spices, including the cumin, the salt, actually quite a bit of salt, and finally, I ended up with some pepper. I mixed everything again and let it sit for a while. The bell peppers took forever to actually soften, and yeah, it just took a long time. After a while, I threw everything in my iron cast pan and with a little bit of butter. When that was done, the delicate part was to add the egg. What I had definitely didn't fill up the pan, so it made it a little bit more challenging, but ended up working out. Finally, I put everything in the oven. And this is how it came out. Our breakfast is finally ready, and let me tell you, it actually took me a little while, as I explained as I was cooking. However, it does look pretty good and it does smell good, so let me show you a little bit closer. that's how it looks. I am gonna try it and see. That took a lot of work, so I hope it's good. So the egg is runny still. So that's a good sign. And I like. Honestly, it's really good. And it's also really simple. Like, it took me time, but it's really not hard to make. Very basic ingredients. You don't need much. So I am gonna quickly eat that, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done. I'm all done with breakfast, and it was really good. A little spicy thanks to the pepper. The cheese was well melted. I mean, it definitely was a great breakfast. It was totally keto friendly as well. No big deal. I didn't have much to change except the feta cheese and being careful with the portion that I used, because canned tomatoes can be a little bit higher in carbs, as well as bell pepper. Like, they're keto friendly, but still gotta be careful. So it still made a decent plate. It filled me up. It was not quick, but it was easy. Not a breakfast I will recommend if you're on the go, definitely, like something you make at home when you have time. I will post all of the portions that I use right here with the macro, like carbs and calories, so you can take a quick look at it, and feel free to adjust anything if you wanna try it. I will see you guys back for lunch. And for lunch, Chloe has some salmon with 2 different kinds of mashed potato and eggplant. So I am gonna be making mashed cauliflower, but I'm also gonna be making 2 kinds of cauliflower to try to have a plate that looks as much as her looks like. So for that, I have some regular white cauliflower, but I also got purple cauliflower, since that's she uses purple potatoes, and then with that she has eggplant roasted in the oven. I don't like eggplant, so instead of eggplant, I'm gonna be using some zucchini. And finally, she tops all of that with some salmon. So obviously I'm not gonna be using all of that. That's gonna be the way half or a third. I'm not feeling super hungry, so it might be a third, we'll see. And for the mashed cauliflowers, I found a basic recipe online. All I'm gonna need is some cream cheese, butter, and garlic, and that's pretty much it. Probably add some kind of like shredded cheese in it, and that's gonna be our lunch. So I'm gonna get cooking right now, because I have to chop the cauliflowers and let it boil. Like, making the mashed cauliflower is gonna take me a little while, and I actually had like frozen mashed cauliflower that was all ready, but I feel like Chloe is not the kind that buy like the pre-made mashed potatoes, so I'll be making my own mashed cauliflower, as I just said. And let's get going. I started by removing all of the leaves from the cauliflowers and then cut them into big pieces. But because I wanted them to boil a little bit faster, I kept going and made very little pieces. When that was done, I threw all of the white cauliflower into a pan and repeated the exact same thing in a different pan with the purple cauliflower, because I didn't want the color to mix. After that, I chopped my zucchini and added some olive oil to throw it in the oven. I roasted some garlic that I ended up using in the mashed cauliflower. When the white cauliflower was done, I threw all of the ingredients for the recipe in my mixer. I mixed everything for a while, and my mixer was not in the mood. Eventually, I repeated the exact same process. Put the purple cauliflower into the mixer, add all the other ingredients, and mixed. Finally, I put my mashed cauliflower together. I tried to make it look pretty, but it didn't really work. The last step was to get the salmon done. I used the same oil as I did for the garlic, and I let it cook for a few minutes. Slightly grilled, but not too much. Put my plate all together, and it ended up not looking too bad, but definitely not as pretty as Chloe makes it look like. Whew. here is the final product. I tried to make it look pretty. I definitely have purple and white like she does, but making 2 mashed cauliflower took me forever. Honestly, if I used my frozen mash, regular good old Walmart frozen mash, this would have taken me, like this meal would have taken me 10 minutes. I spent over an hour in the kitchen between all of it. So let's just say I'm hungry and I really hope it tastes good. At least it does look good and it does smell good. It feels so nice to finally be able to sit down and eat. I really didn't think it was gonna take me that long. It's almost 3 p.m. So I mean, I had breakfast late and I started cooking lunch late, but still, like, I never thought it was gonna take me that long. I was getting kind of frustrated. So I'm glad it's done. It is really good. I expected it to be. And it looks really pretty. I think that's one of the prettiest plates I have ever made, because I'm not very good at making my food looking pretty, but in that case it looks okay. So I am gonna eat that and I'll check back up with you guys right after. It was super filling. I ended up only eating half of the plate, pretty much, maybe a little bit over half, and it was really good, very simple, I want to say, but at the same time, the fact that I spent over an hour making it not that simple in my opinion. So definitely healthy, definitely keto friendly. I think the full plate came to like 7.5 net carbs. So not bad. I am going to be posting all of the portions that I used of everything, as well as macros for this lunch. Now I am going to step away from the kitchen because I'm tired to be in the kitchen, and take a little break, as today is my day off and tomorrow I'll be back to work. So I just want to relax a little bit. I will see you guys back. It's dinner time, and for dinner Chloe has something relatively simple, I believe, which is roasted veggie and tempeh. So tempeh is a plant, like protein based, kind of like tofu. I feel like I've never tried it, and it's not necessarily super high on carbs, but it's definitely not as good as regular meat. So she doesn't, she just says use whatever veggies you feel like, your favorite ones, and as a meat, and she makes a sesame oil sauce. I'm not really a fan of sesame oil or anything like that, so there are going to be a few variations, and I'm going to show you what veggie I use, what protein, and what I'm going to make for the sauce. I'm trying to spend as little time as possible in the kitchen. I had enough with lunch. So for veggies, I have plenty right here, and tonight I'm meal prepping for tomorrow, and I'm also cooking for my roommate. So I'm going to be using quite a bit of stuff, but I will post the portion for one at the end of the day. First, we are going to be using some more red bell pepper, as well as green bell pepper, since we have it from earlier. Also going to be using some more cauliflower because we didn't have enough today, and some more zucchini, and also gonna throw in some mushroom, and finally some asparagus. So a little bit of everything. It's the veggies that I normally eat regardless, the one that I like. I'm just gonna throw it all together. For protein, I'm just gonna use some chicken. I'm gonna keep it pretty lean like she does. However, chicken has 0 carbs, so kind of beat tempeh by a lot. And finally, for the sauce, there's gonna be no sauce. I'm just gonna be using olive oil. So yeah, the program is cut all of the veggies, add some olive oil, the chicken, mix it on a big pan, and throw it in the oven. That's all it's gonna be, and that's gonna be more than enough for me for today. First, I chopped my cauliflower. Then I moved on the bell peppers. Went to the zucchini, kept going with the asparagus, the chicken and chop the garlic. I put everything onto a pan and added some mushroom on top of it. I put olive oil all over it, but was reasonable with my portion sizes. The last step, mix it all together and throw it in the oven. So everything is in the oven. She says 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. We'll see how that's gonna go. I like my veggies kind of soft, so I might leave it a little bit longer if it doesn't burn. I also realized I could have used some either way yellow onion or red onions or both. But at the same time, I also realized that I had a lot of veggies going on, so not a big deal. We will do without onions in that mix for once. And to be fair, we kind of have everything else, bell pepper, zucchini, mushroom, and so on. So hopefully it tastes good. I'll let you know when everything is ready, show you how it looks, and obviously let you know how it tastes. My plate is ready. It smells really good. A lot of veggies tonight. So I am gonna try it and I'll see you guys back right after to quickly talk about these days and see what I ended up with. I'm done with dinner. It was really good. I mean, a lot of veggies, a little bit of chicken. I have plenty of leftover. So I'm going to be posting everything that I used and as a macro for this right here for one serving. And obviously I'm also going to be posting all of my macro for the day right here. I did pretty good. Chloe's food is super filling just as much as Greg's. Honestly, I think it's about the same calorie I had with him. And I was even more full the entire day. I ate without being hungry pretty much, like except this morning, but after that I was good. So doing her day was a lot of fun. Now the only thing is that in that video that I took from her to get those recipes, she also has some kind of like very fancy gelatin snack. I didn't make it simply because I don't like anything that's gelatin. So I didn't even look how that would work on keto or what, would have to be changed or if it was even possible, because this like gooey, wiggly texture, I really don't like it, so I didn't have her snack, but I did have her breakfast, her lunch, and her dinner, and again it was very good. It was a lot of fun, as always, and I'll definitely be checking out more of her recipes and see what I can come up with. So that's the end of this video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a little thumb up, subscribe, and ring that little bell. It will help me a lot. If you have any suggestion or anyone in particular you would like to see featured in that series, let me know in the comments, or if you decide to try any of those recipes. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!